Hello, everybody, and welcome to Funbearable. I am Chuck Staten.
I am Brad Rohr.
And I am Ray Harrington.
And this week, oh God, I'm blowing it.
Welcome back to another episode of Funbearable. Just taking over completely.
So we have Joe List on the podcast this week.
Joe List is on the podcast.
Comedian, actor,
Yeah, he's one of my
director,
writer,
Thinker of thoughts,
dear
writer of
friend
words.
of Chuck Staten.
He's a good friend. We're good friends. We had a lot of fun. But
Work buddy.
Joe was kind enough to come to our podcast.
Yeah.
We're at Gotham Podcast Studios.
And thank you to Batman for letting us come in here.
And Robin was bitchy.
Oh.
He
No
seemed,
bitchy?
he seemed normal to me.
Yeah.
That's how I normally behave.
Oh.
Yeah. I think he's standoffish with you.
See, Alfred is standoffish, and that makes sense because I make him do a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But I think Robin has said a few things to me that make me think I don't think he likes you. Yeah.
No, you think it's legit?
Well, I think he hangs out with Batman so much, who's
I
very
know.
stoic, very quiet.
Right.
And he's not
Right.
like Batman's not constantly talking about all the people he knows from his Bruce Wayne Foundation. You know what I mean?
I see. So, like, Batman is stoic, heroic, so Robin already has a slot for that in his life.
Yeah. Yep. That's what it is.
And,
That is it. So Joe List is a wonderful human being.
Right.
And he's very funny, and I really like him a lot. His last special was just killer.
Oh, it's
like
killer.
truly killer. And
It's called This Year's Material. It's free on YouTube.
yeah, check it out. When you're done with this, go watch that. And then when you're done with that, go watch the 4th of July. And I don't mean just walk outside when the fireworks are happening. I mean stream the film 4th of July. Is it the 4th of July or just 4th of July?
It's just 4th of July. And it's at
I'm gonna do a movie called
4thofjulymovie.com.
The 4th of July
Well,
and really fuck them up.
how about Born on the 4th of July?
And I'm going to have Garth
that
Brooks
already
music
exists.
all in it. It's going to be great.
But yeah, grab the digital copy at 4thofjulymovie.com.
Yeah, we talk a little bit about it in this episode, and we also talk about a lot of fun stuff. And I want to issue a preemptive apology
Ooh.
for some stuff, some content that's in this episode. If you have young children or sensitive ears, or if you're just a generally decent person,
Right, yeah.
maybe skip the first like 25 minutes of the podcast, and then also skip most of the callbacks.
And here's the thing. Everyone's life has a different path.
Yeah.
And everyone's life, you have different moments, and you talk about them, and that's honesty, and that's always appropriate.
Yeah, and some of those
I don't know
moments...
that honesty is always appropriate.
It's always appropriate
There's
if the truth is
filters
spilling
are
out.
important.
If the truth spills out all over the table.
Some of that truth is yucky. I just hit this again.
In terms of the truth I'm talking about,
Yeah.
all of it's yucky.
All of it's very yucky.
Yeah, but the truth-
But we keep those truths to ourselves, don't we?
I let my truth spill out.
But see, we don't know. I don't know Brad's truth, and you don't know my truth, and I don't want to know your truth, Chuck.
I have a feeling I know about Brad's truth.
You over-truthed this whole episode.
Hey, listen. Sorry.
With that in mind, get ready for another episode of Funbearable.
Mario.
Oh.
It's gonna be one of these shows that blows up, and I'm on the early one that nobody fucking watched. Soder's like that. Soder's on like the 3rd episode of Are You Garbage? It has 400 views. Now it's like the biggest show.
I know.
I mean, this show won't blow up, but you know what I mean. You know what
God,
I'm saying.
not a chance.
The camera angle is horrific. It's my perfectly to the side. I
Well,
have to,
we're
like,
not
do
using that
this.
camera. We're not using that
Oh,
camera.
thank Christ.
No,
So I
that
gotta just
camera-
look direct.
That one, yeah, look at it directly.
Cover the teeth and look direct. Sorry,
Yes.
guys. I can't make eye contact.
Why
with
don't you just start wearing a mouth guard? That'd be good.
Why don't you grow a long mustache? Like a really long mustache. Like a mustache that blends into a goatee.
That's not bad. I gotta just part it when I eat my croissants.
That's fun. That makes me feel like there's a real secret happening. Like if you part it, it's like this is good information we need.
Well, it's fun to do this thing like Kill Bill Pie May.
I was noticing this the other day because like I have this very like little mustache because I have this big terrible nose.
Yeah.
So
So any mustache you grow looks little.
I've had like my mustache hair grow below my lip and I can't stand it.
Yeah.
But we were with Ari all day the other day.
Yes.
His mustache is in front of his lips. So every time he drinks a thing or eats a thing, it has to go through his mustache.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, it's bad. His mustache looks like you could just peel it off and toss it in the garbage. And I wish he would.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see a mustache where you're like, that's baleen. That is a baleen situation.
What's baleen?
A whale. That's how they eat their algae.
Oh, I didn't know the name of that.
Yeah, it's baleen. It's like a series of little Slits and Slats.
Jeez.
Oh, that's the new bar that I'm opening.
Slits and
Slits
slats.
and
Slats. I like
Yeah.
that
It's
a
all
lot.
pussy.
Yeah, you're not gonna believe it. I saw Hooters and I was like, what if it was downstairs? What if it was a downstairs situation?
I'm gonna go meet some sluts. Where are you gonna meet them?
Slits and Slats. And we don't call them sluts at Slits
You know what?
and Slats.
Can I say this? I want to say this to
Can I
you.
play the slots with the sluts at Slits and Slats?
We had Joe on an old episode of the Chuck and Brad podcast, the
Yes.
other podcast.
Yes.
We blew it that time, I think.
Is it bad?
Well, here's why I think we did a bad job. You did a great job.
I remember walking up past the Dunkin' Donuts Center
Yes.
and thinking, what the Christ am I doing?
You know where
Yeah.
we recorded it at Regency Plaza in Providence, which is where I live when my house burned down.
Oh, that's right.
And they let us use the like a small conference room. The room was good, but we did the whole where'd you come from, where'd you grow up, what's
Where'd
this?
you
And I
go?
know you hate that. I know you hate that now.
well,
Joe.
what year are we talking?
Man, 2000.
15?
16.
No, because I've been working with Tuesdays for a year and a half. I think it was about a year before that.
I think everybody was.
That's it?
I think
No.
2/3
masks.
Oh, maybe it was
2019.
pre-COVID.
Yeah, oh, it was
Yeah,
definitely
way
No, it was
pre-COVID.
pre-COVID. And
Whoa.
I remember people were all watching television, and they were very upset. They were crying, and it was Tuesday, and it was
Yeah, it was like 20. It was like 21 years ago.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think it was something. Yeah,
It must have been.
It was a long time.
It must have been summer 2018. It might have been.
Maybe
that.
it was 18.
Yeah, maybe.
I thought it was earlier than that.
But we did a lot of, we did a lot of musicians at the time, not so many comics. So we did do a lot of stories of people where they came from. Because with musicians, it's not really out there for a lot of people.
Right.
But with comics, it's like they podcast so much that it's out there so many times it's redundant. But that's the kind of interview we did with you.
So what would you have done differently? And here we are.
I would. Right, that's exactly right. We would riff and have fun and bring up some fun stuff.
Well, can I show you this
I wasn't
Twitter
planning
thing?
on
Please show
Yeah.
me the Twitter thing.
Because
Yeah.
this is
let's-
fascinating. Are we allowed to?
I think we should just say at least once up front. Welcome to Funbearable.
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 You're listening. What do you call those when you do a
Like
a
a
radio
a
thing?
spot?
A
A
plug?
spot. Yeah,
A
maybe do a
plug?
spot. A
Sting?
plug. You're listening to Unbearable.
No, Funbearable.
Oh, my life is unbearable. You're listening to Funbearable only on. What's it on?
It's on everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Only on everything.
Exclusively everywhere.
And I'm Joe List.
And you can watch the video format on the Wii network.
Yeah.
Just the Wii Network.
Just the Wii network. You know we
Yes.
got Blue Chew, right?
Oh yeah, you told me about Blue Chew.
We got Blue
I
Chew.
don't know if I can be on as a guest because
No?
you said you can't have controversial people.
That's right. We can't.
I'm pretty controversial.
It's
He
true.
is,
Living
he
on the
is.
edge, making a lot of statements.
Right. Wearing a
The
mouth guard.
gays are
everywhere.
inferior.
To whom?
I gotta get
Guys,
going.
you have to make a noise or else it's weird. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
laughing. I'm laughing.
Oh, no, I
You
like,
gotta
I like the
chuckle,
idea
smile,
of watching you
clap.
walk off the cliff.
Yeah.
And then just hold up that little sign that says, uh-oh, and then fall. It's fun.
Jesus Christ. I'm prepping for Rogue. I got to go do Rogue, and I really
doing-
got to make a splash. I
Yeah,
keep doing
you're
it.
gonna
and
do
I
it.
get nothing.
I say you got to come up with something truly insane.
You want to hear something?
Because he hears some insane shit, and then he's always just like, right, that's cool. You got to come up with something that
Pyramids, aliens?
What could
Pyramids
make
and
Joe
aliens.
Rogan go?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, are you sure? Right? That would
Maybe
be
Yeah.
it's this Twitter thing. I got to show you.
Yeah,
All
show
right.
the Twitter.
Show
Are
us
you ready
the
for
Twitter.
I'm ready
Yeah.
for Twitter.
He's probably already seen this. It's called audio illusion, auditory illusion.
Got it.
So this is what I'm going to assign you to do here.
Okay.
Brad. When I play this, there's gonna be two words. You read one of them while she's talking. Tell me what you hear.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Uh-oh.
I know this. I know this.
It's fucking bananas.
It is.
That's not the word that
I read the word green needle and I heard the words green needle.
Okay, now read the other word.
Okay.
Yeah.
I read the word brainstorm and I heard the word brainstorm, but it's the same clip.
It's
Yeah,
fucking bananas.
yeah, it
Come
is.
on.
Yeah, it
It's a
is.
simulation, man. The pyramids. What the fuck? What is that? And you don't even have to read it. You can just look at the wall and think it.
Yeah.
And you hear it.
I know.
It means like testimony's unreliable.
I
Trump
know.
was a good president. My father's gay. It's wacky.
It's weird because
Wednesday.
now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, all right, well, brainstorm was the second word I heard, second word I read, and I cannot hear green needle in that sound.
I know, me
just hear
too.
brainstorm. A Decepticon has said it. He's calling brainstorm. It was a different
Transformer.
transformer. There we go.
I never watched the
Oh,
Transformer.
there was not a transformer named Brainstorm. It's just that's what it sounded
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
That Transformer would suck.
Yeah.
The Transformers, like everything's going on. It's like, oh no, there's a whole. It's an early Tuesday. Everybody's crying, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, we need all of them. We need all the Transformers out here. And then they call Brainstorm, and he's like, all right. Let me think about it.
I've got some ideas on how we can win this war for Cybertron.
And it's a notepad. That's all he has. He has a notepad. He's writing down his ideas.
But that's wacky, right?
No, that is wacky.
You've done it before.
I've seen it before. I mean, I think it's the same thing as that fucking the dress. That's like, is this white? Is it purple? Remember that thing?
Oh yeah, I've seen some of those.
Blue or gold.
Golden blue.
Something
Yeah,
like
same
that.
thing like that.
There's also the one that you stare at the black and white. It looks like an X-ray.
Yeah.
With the red dot, and you stare at it for 30 seconds, and you look at the wall and blink, and it's a real photo.
Yeah.
These are all fun little things, and then you ultimately look at it and go, okay, but what do we do with this?
Well,
what
it
do we
just
do with
lets
this?
you know that the brain is wacky.
Yeah.
I don't need that to tell me.
Yeah.
I've woken up from a nocturnal emission.
Yep.
And that tells me the brain is wacky.
I agree with that.
Nocturnal emission.
That's when you jizz when you sleep.
A wet dream, if you will.
Wet dream.
Yeah.
Never had that.
I've
never
had a
had
lot
that
of dry
either.
dreams.
You know what I used to get very jealous of? My friends would go to strip clubs.
What a pivot. What a pivot.
Well, my friends would go to strip clubs and be like, oh, I got a lap dance and I came in my pants.
Right.
And I'd be like, I wish I could do that. Don't
yeah,
you
but
kinda
then you got
wish?
cum in your pants.
That's okay.
I can't come. I mean, I got mental problems. I
Yeah.
used to be on antidepressants. I mean, I can't come. You guys could all blow me at the same time. I wouldn't be able to come.
Oh, let's put your money where your mouth is.
Well, it's where your mouth is.
Brainstorm.
You ready for this green needle? No, I don't want that.
I used to, when I was in college, I don't think I've ever told you this. When I was in college with my buddies, they used to have these commercials on TV where you could order like pills to make your dick bigger, you know?
Sure. Dick pills.
So we ordered a bunch of them and we're like, let's start taking these dick pills together. It was me and 3 of my buddies. And we started taking them and my dick was not growing, but I was coming, like it would fill this
Whoa,
cup.
what?
I would have to like, I remember I used to have to like stand up when I would jizz because I would jack off my computer and come on the table and it would just be like all over and I'd have to
I don't
clean
like
it up.
Why do you choose the table? I'm
Anything in
so
this
upset about the
Oh,
table.
we're drinking glasses?
I'm
Are you
so upset
sick?
about the table.
What are you talking about?
The idea that you wouldn't have some sort of area where you're like, this is a receptacle of some kind. You're like, nah, just right on the table.
No.
Table?
I ate dinner off that table.
It's so upsetting. It's so upsetting.
Well, so, and here's what happened. We were taking all these pills. I'm jizzing. Like, I'm barely, you know, I have like water gallons filled with it. You know what I mean?
You're keeping. I'm just kidding.
So
I know you're
then
not
what
kidding.
happened was we were reading about this product and it was like, you have to be careful with this because for some people it makes veins grow out of their dick sideways. Like they're coming out of their dick.
Whoa.
Like the spitter
It's like a
in
John
Jurassic
Carpenter
Park.
film.
Yeah, it's like the thing.
Can you take the pills specifically to get that?
Yeah, there you go. But that's so he stopped taking
It's
it
a
'cause of that.
conversation starter.
There's a name for that kind of vein. I don't know what it's called, but
I'd love to have a Dilopha penis.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's like.
It's like one of those things where like the boner pill was for balding or heart
Oh,
medication.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
blood,
that's right.
blood
Yeah,
pressure.
So it's like you for his blood pressure and you can start getting boners.
Yeah.
Yours is like, hey, we discovered that this is a great way to get fucking wacky veins in your cock.
yeah, wacky
Yeah.
veins and a river of cum.
And you didn't even listen to the.
That's
to
my
the-
autobiography.
table.
You didn't even listen to the little medical warnings at the end of the commercial.
No, I didn't.
That were really quick.
They were fast.
because
They're
they
too
go really
fast.
fast. But one of them said, "Do not come on the table."
Yeah,
Right, like that.
that was one of them.
It was. Do not drink
Shouldn't
while
have
taking.
to
Do
be
not come on the
said.
table.
Yeah.
Should not have to
No,
be said.
but no.
Do not come on furniture. Like
Yeah.
that's what it said.
That's
Yeah.
like one of those times you tell a story and you're like, listen how crazy this story is, but one of the details becomes the story where everyone's like, wait, what? You came on the table?
It's like when you're a kid and you have dinner over a friend's house and you're like, this is how other people eat.
Oh, yeah. They have
but
some
this,
side dish
This is what
that's
people
disgusting.
jack off. This is how they do it.
It was crazy.
That's
and,
insane, and I don't. Now I feel like I know you in a different way, and I don't like knowing.
and
you
my
that way.
desk. You know how like sometimes when you like you rub it. Like your hand goes and it like rubs the desk away from using your mouse.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's what happened with the cum pile.
Is there?
Pile? That doesn't sound
Yeah,
healthy.
no. This is terrible.
No, I thought it was like it
Joe-
wasn't a pile.
Joe,
Puddle.
you are one half of a well-known podcast, Tuesdays
Sure.
with
Joe and
Stories,
Ron on
with
Talk
Norm
Movie.
Norman. Yeah, with Norm Markman.
Tuesday Stories.
And I guess my question is this: in doing that podcast for so long, do you
Yes.
ever get to a point where, in mid-conversation on the podcast, you're like, I think I made a mistake partnering with this person? Just because this is an early days episode of this podcast,
Right.
And I'm asking this because you are a veteran podcaster,
Sure.
And my experience is maybe starting to edge towards that.
Yeah, the thing I have not with Mark because he's so funny and so successful. So it's really worked out great. But I do have it currently now being a guest on this podcast.
Yes, exactly. I have it being a member of the podcast.
And it's only because the pile of cum. I mean, you guys seem like good boys.
That's too far.
There's a part of me that's wondering is there any way these young folks out here are hearing our conversation of you coming on the table?
These stop it. These sound panels.
I heard that these don't stop it. They just keep it from being echoey in here.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's true.
I'm concerned because this is an early days episode where I want to be like, hey, you should listen to this podcast. It'll be a lot of fun. And then it's just going to be people really turned off. Really turned off.
Possibly turned on. There could be people that are into men coming on tables.
Say, urologists are going to listen and be like, oh my gosh, this is a new disease.
Right.
I can publish this in the New England Journal of Medicine.
I'm going to say this. I loved coming a wicked lot. Like 10 times as much as normal. I loved it.
This is a direction of the episode I didn't want to take. You know what I mean?
It's just truth.
So when you started with Mark,
sure.
They talk about jizz all the time.
They do, but not like that.
No.
You ever get to a point where you're just like, like you know someone at a certain level, and then they say one more thing.
Right.
And you go, oh, now I have a fuller idea of the person in front of me.
Well, that's the thing is, with Mark, about half of what he says, you're like, that's probably something he just made up in this moment.
Yeah.
Right. But Chuck, I suspect,
this
did
is real.
come on his table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I did. I came a lot.
Was it a table or a desk?
It was a desk. It was a desk where I'd have to move my keyboard back.
And then you'd have to put your keyboard back on.
After I cleaned it.
But still,
would it
it's
be
just,
like crooked, like off kilter because of the cum pile?
No, I would clean it first. So my desk was probably cleaner than most people's desks. I cleaned it every day.
I can understand.
Every day. I'd be young again.
It's a lot of cum.
I can only understand this in the idea as if it were an emergency, right? Like as if there was a situation where you're like, you're looking for a place for it to go.
It became like, so no matter how many tissues I had, they would become immaterial. You know what I mean? Okay, well, let's move on.
We got to move on. We got to move on because this is bad. I'm throwing up in my mouth.
Yeah. Let's go. What else you got?
Wow. So you were just in a movie?
Yeah.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
Oh, well, we're talking about Rogan, and you're gonna go on Rogan again. This is the third time.
Third time.
And it's funny because there was some weird thing that Joe Rogan said one time when Joe was on. And it was like, it circulated as a clip that he said. And you're like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. And like, it became like a terrible clip.
No, he said, it's funny because I called Sarah afterwards because you're always afraid. Like, it's going to be some controversy. And I said, we talked, it was good. I thought it was better than last time. There was nothing controversial, so I feel good. And like 2 days later, it was on Anderson Cooper and like Don Lemon. Because he said eventually straight white men won't be allowed to leave the house.
Yeah.
And then I didn't look, I laughed. And he's like, no, I'm serious. And I was like, oh, yeah, no.
I know.
And then the clip ended with me being like, but. And then that was how it ended. So I looked okay.
Yeah.
But it was huge.
Yeah.
It was like a huge thing. But nobody, as per usual, no one mentioned me. I was just the douche that was there.
Yeah, that's
which is the title of this episode.
Yes.
But that means Chuck, though. It's very strange.
Yes.
It's about Chuck.
This one's about me.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
But yeah, I'm going back, and this time I'm going with Louis. So hopefully I can snipe in some things and singers because those guys are they talk.
They talk.
Yes, they really talk.
I think it's a miracle that any movie gets made ever because there's so many like moving parts.
Sure.
Your experience make that does that ring true with your experience or?
No, it's a miracle, and it only got made because I partnered with a guy who had enough money to make a movie, and we're currently not making any of it back. So if you could go buy the movie, 4th of July movie.com, although I don't think it links to that.
No, I figured it out.
Oh, you did it?
Yeah, I did. I got it all set.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, if you give you an easy task, it's just real quick.
Well, here's the trick, though, because when you say
never even told me to buy the
4thofjuly.com.
Well, I appreciate you doing it.
With 4thofjuly.com, when you say it verbally like this, my first question is it 4th or is it FOURTH?
So, FOURTH.
Damn it, good point.
Yeah.
Spelled out.
4thofjulymovie.com. So here's what happened is they had like the
Chuck's
screenings.
a hero, big hero.
No, Joe's like, yeah, if you want to go to a screening, you got to go to this website and click on this, and then click on this, and then click on this. And I'm like, this is insane. So I went online and I bought 4thofjulymovie.com and I linked it for him.
Okay.
And I was like, just start saying 4thofjulymovie.com.
Was 4thofjuly.com taken?
Yeah, of course.
What is that website?
Fireworks.
It's got to be fireworks, right? It's got to be fireworks.
I also own it. I just sell fireworks through it.
There's plenty of fireworks in this film, folks.
True.
But anyway, so Louis had the money, so he just funded it. We had nobody make it. But when you try to make a movie, you got to get funding, you got to get producers,
crazy.
Yeah.
and then they start to want to say, and they want to put their cousin in, and all this stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's very tricky. So it was easy for us. I'm saying easy. I mean, now he's out like $2.5 million. But
Well, what's interesting, like I work with Kevin Smith too, and he was saying like I wrote Clerks 2, and it was a $5 million movie, and to have it made by a studio, they were like, yeah, the budget for the movie is $5 million, but we're only going to make it if the budget balloons to $10 million, so we could put $5 million in advertising to get the money back in the first place. So it doubled the budget just to advertise it enough to make enough money back to cover the production of the movie.
well, it's great, and you don't think of how much money goes into movies until you're there, because it's like you gotta have, because there's unions, and you need to have a key. You have to have all the lights guys, and then you got to feed everybody, and then you need hotels for everybody, and then the cameras cost a shitload of money, the lights cost money, then you got to pay for the locations, then you got to get lawyers and all this stuff. It's just the money just keeps piling up.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
It's wild. Doing the pilot, 2-episode pilot. I shot a pilot for a network, and we decided to self-fund and do it ourselves, so we owned the pilot because we weren't sure how things were going to go with the network, and it was True TV, and everybody left. AT&T bought them, and then everybody left.
Yeah.
So, but doing that, it really opened my eyes because we shot a movie independently. It was a documentary, and I shot that for $5,000 all in, and that was crazy. And that ended up on Hulu and doing what it did, but I'm very aware that was very, very... That
was super bare bones. That was like friends
shoestring
doing stuff,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Handshakes, favors, and stuff like that. But then doing just the pilot for Undependent, which was a 2-episode pilot. At the end of it, I was like, we could have made 4 Be a Man's for this.
Yeah, it was
it was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's the positive thing, though, is because of digital, everything is cheaper than it was.
Right.
Like,
True.
I'm trying to make this documentary. I am making this documentary about my buddy, and it's sort of like I don't know if you ever saw Martin Scorsese's Italian American or American Boy. Those are like it's just him and his parents. But the budget's like $300,000 because it was film.
Yeah.
You had to buy film
I
and
know.
film cameras. Where now it's like you could shoot a movie on an iPhone.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
yeah.
that's like the cost
But
is way
should you?
less.
You could,
exactly.
but should you?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But,
Speaking of American Boy, have you been to the store? The American Boy doll store?
Oh no, I wasn't
They
sure
are
what we were
not
talking
doing
about
well.
here.
They're struggling.
Is that a real
it's an
store?
offshoot of the American Girl doll. No. The American Boy doll?
I can't even tell if that's real or not.
No, it's not.
No, it is. It's really real.
Could totally be real though.
The
That
American
sounds
Boy
like a
doll.
story.
I have one right here.
What's the
I am an American boy.
It's accurate too. Look at the genitals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Those
that's
are
an American boy.
genitals, yeah.
He's taking those pills. I don't know about the documentary. What's
It comes
up
with a little
Well, I'm
death.
shooting a film about my friend Tom Dustin. You know Tom Dustin,
Yeah.
comedian. We're going down to Key West. We're going to shoot him in
No,
the
I've got
wild.
one of his wallets. No.
We're gonna shoot just shoot him in the wild, just living his life down there. He's
that's
got
cool.
Yeah.
He has a iguana killing company now.
What?
It's called CIA. I forget what it stands
Oh,
I
I
thought that was
really want to
taken.
know.
for. It's iguanas.
No, because it's
No,
no,
it starts with a
maybe.
C.
Capturing
Cunty,
iguanas.
no, it's something. I forget what it is.
Ouch. No.
Coercing.
Captain.
I forget. I'll
Iguana.
find out. But
Cool iguana anuses.
Cool iguana assassin.
it is iguana assassin. I don't know what the C is. What's that one?
Covert.
Covert
Covert iguana
iguana
assassin.
assassins, I believe.
Is this true?
I like that.
I swear to God, it's true.
You can't even call to make an appointment. You have to meet him at an undisclosed
Yeah.
location.
He has
That's
a
how
BB
covert
gun.
it is?
And you sit at opposite facing
You're reading a
benches.
newspaper.
Yeah.
This
You got an
will,
iguana problem? Yes.
this will all be documented.
Why?
And then he runs the club, and he's a storyteller, and we're fine. We're going to shoot
Wow.
it.
Now,
How
does
come
he
it just-
throw fire wallets at the iguanas?
I think the fire wallets are out now. I think that ran its course.
He let go of the fire wallet.
Someone else is doing fire
He
wallet.
passed the torch, literally.
Oh.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Wow. How come you decided to do that?
Well, I've always wanted to do it. I'm trying to do something about it. It's a long story, but I tried to do one about my uncle, but my family's so kooky that it was like hard to arrange. And I said a subject that's more into it would be fun.
Yeah.
And Tom is just so funny and so compelling, and not enough people know who he is. So
Yeah.
we're going to go down there and do it. And he actually looks kind of like Stephen Prince from American Boy. Have you guys seen that film?
I have
No,
not.
I haven't.
It's great. Well, Pulp Fiction, the famous scene where he stabs her with the in the heart, that's taken directly from this Scorsese movie, American Boy.
Wow.
About this guy named Stephen Prince, who was like a roadie for Neil Young and Neil Diamond, or maybe not Neil Young. They used Neil Young in the thing. Doesn't matter. You saw Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
Yes.
He plays Easy Andy, who
Okay.
sells him the guns.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a beautiful little gun right there. That's for they use it to kill elephants, whatever. Which Seinfeld spoofed with the showerhead. So, anyways, that guy, they shot a documentary about him, and it's just him in the house telling these stories. And he's like an ex-heroin addict, although I think he's still on heroin then. He's still alive. It's an amazing, compelling film. You got to check it out. But he tells that story about this woman that OD'd, and the guy he's like, didn't want to give him the shot, so he says, you give him the shot, and he's like, so I took a magic marker, and I colored on her chest, and then he's like, you have to come down and plunge, and then she just comes out of it like that. So he tells the story in Tarantino, who famously just takes things.
Oh, he sure does.
He just took that and put it in the movie.
Wow.
He stole Chuck's foot fetish.
Oh, yeah.
Is that true?
yeah.
You must have dropped some huge loads on some feet.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Fred
It's-
Flintstone feet.
And it's summer right now, and it's been really difficult for him.
I'm just
Yeah.
like, just hop on one foot, go to the pool in the back, and
Yeah.
just kind of wish around, get
Yeah.
it off. No, I don't have no foot. I don't have a foot fetish.
I
They
don't
have
I don't have a
signs.
food
They have
fetish.
signs at all the public pools around your house that say "No open-toed shoes" when Chuck's around.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
I
People are
like a
swimming
foot,
in
but it's not a-
Timberlands.
Not a
Yeah,
fetish.
No, not a fetish. A foot's nice. You give a squeeze.
Yeah, a little squeeze.
I'm not gonna
Make
suck.
sure there are bones in it. I don't
You
know.
sucked a toe?
No, I've never sucked on a toe, but I've come on a foot.
Really?
It's pretty fun, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, why not? I've come everywhere.
Wow. See?
Except a table. That's the one.
No
Desk,
table.
desk.
No, that's
table.
insane.
Desk.
Socks, underwear, tits, my dad's mustache, and a couple feet.
Baleen whale.
Baleen. Yeah. Damn. I don't know. I think I don't know. I think you guys are judging me too harshly. It was just, a necessary thing for a 19-year-old boy. That's it.
Oh, just over and over though. You'd think at some point you'd be like, I got to do something here.
I
You're
know.
literally holding a receptacle in your hand right now that you could have just used.
I was thinking about that too. I was
Yeah.
like, man,
and it's
disposable
named
cups.
after that. It's a Dixie cup.
Yeah, it is. It's true.
It's such
Yeah.
a tiny cup. I'm trying to really conserve.
Yeah,
I
water.
know. Me too. That's what I was doing too.
But yeah, I'm going to go to Key West and shoot this. Maybe you can come down and be a cameraman.
I'd love to help out.
You know Patrick Holbert?
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah. Is he coming?
He's my DP.
Really?
I don't want you. You can't be second in command.
Are
Why
you?
not?
You're a control freak.
I'm a control freak.
yeah.
What are you talking
right?
about?
Oh, yeah.
You think I'm a control freak?
I don't know. You're
True
touching all
words
this
have
stuff.
never been spoken.
Have you guys
on
touched these
Funbearable.
cameras at all?
Here's an issue. I think
Whoa.
it's less control freak and more
Foot freak.
solipsistic, more like ego. It's less control
Hold on.
and
What's
more
up with the
ego.
control freak? Where do you get that from?
No, I
See,
don't.
that's
I'm
what I
only
mean.
joking.
I
But these
figured.
guys actually know you. I mean, Brad feels pretty.
I'll say that we were shooting something, and I was the PA for Chuck, and he's like, hold this camera. But he said, when I hand you a camera, you transform into Sloth from the Goonies in my brain.
Like he doesn't
So
know what
he's like, so I don't want you to shoot anything. Just hold the camera.
Yeah.
And then I got to the point where he's like, just set the camera down. I don't even want
Oh
you to hold
wow.
I mean, come on, get out of here.
Well,
a
you're
great job
sensitive
on that
about your
trip.
equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See, Joe gets it.
But you'll jizz on a desk.
Have you ever jizzed on the camera?
No, never. Not on camera or on a camera.
Not-
Be a compelling
not
shot.
on
I can
these
say
cameras.
honestly, none of his jizz has ever been on those cameras.
Can I tell you a funny thing that
But
happened
jizz
to
has
me?
been on those cameras.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Recently, it was really interesting. There was this woman who kept hitting me up on Instagram, and she was like, "Oh, you're sexy, right?"
What?
I know. And
You're my internal monologue.
I'm just baffled by this.
this is Joe's. This is the main thing in our friendship is that Joe can't believe that I have sex with people.
It's more
But like
professional
tons of people.
relationship,
I
right?
I believe. Thank you. I believe that you can fuck women. I just can't believe you have like 7 and they're sweet and attractive.
Well, I mean, you didn't meet all of them.
Good point.
There's a couple of real mean, ugly women there.
No. So anyway, this girl kept hitting me up, and like she was not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? So I was just like nice to her, like, hey, whatever. She's like a fan of the stuff. You know what I mean? And I was jacking off in my bed, and I was like, hey, whatever. We're going to sleep, whatever. And she hit me up on Snapchat as I was already masturbating.
Whoa.
It was like a, serendipitous.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, geez, how could I turn it down? And then and she's sending me these naked pictures. And like, it started out nude before I said anything. So I'm like, well, I have to go down this path. And she's like,
I mean, you don't.
she was like,
That's true. That's very
she
true.
was like,
yeah.
send me a video of you coming. And I filmed myself jacking off and coming. And like, I was like,
She's
I
like,
would
are you
never do
standing
this.
next to your desk?
I would never do this,
God.
never do this. But I was like intoxicated with, what are they called? Pheromones?
Pheromones?
Dopamine?
Yeah, pheromones.
Yeah, I don't know. What?
Pheromones. It's the
Pheromones.
pheromones
Pheromones?
from heroin.
There were no pheromones.
Serotonin?
No. The pheromones are when someone else is like, they are putting those pheromones out and you're picking up on that. She's
was.
just fucking
Via
sending you
phone.
messages.
hormones.
You're talking about your hormones.
Hormones.
Yeah, your
Hormones.
hormones.
So I would,
Yeah.
but I was like, oh my God, I had like a crisis afterwards. I was like, I never would have done this, but I was in an altered state of mind.
I hate to.
It's like
Hey, can you please delete that?
someone took advantage of me, is what I think.
No. There
little
was
bit.
full choice there.
Little?
There was full choice.
Brad?
I hate to back Chuck up, ever, but there are studies that show
Yes.
people are more likely to be aroused by things they wouldn't normally be aroused with if they are already partially aroused. And there was a study where people would masturbate and they would have like, images come up on a screen and say like, this turns me on or this doesn't. And as they got more aroused, they were more likely to pick the taboo
of course.
subjects.
When you
in the
get
group.
to a certain
Right,
point
right.
when
And
you're
well,
doing
that's
that,
Okay,
that's
I
what
was
Chuck
taking
was
advantage
doing.
it turns into colors and
again,
shapes.
wouldn't say
No.
that.
However, yes,
What?
when you get to a certain point, you're like, and it's just colors and shapes in front of you, and you're like, and you turn into a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
A jizzing baby.
But here's
Green
the deal.
needle.
Brainstorm. There's an issue though when you
words
you
don't
also
even
then
sound the
went.
same.
I will now videotape myself doing this. That's very different, right?
I don't know.
That's different between like, oh, normally stuff like this doesn't turn me on, but I'm turned on now. But you were like, well, let me get this right. How's the lighting? Let me check this. You know?
Yeah, no.
But
it was-
you wouldn't let Brad
Chuck has
hold the
his
camera.
Professional lighting setup.
So listen, I don't like this discussion.
I got Joe.
I'm
had a
just
question.
gonna say
Somewhere that's in the cloud now, though, right?
With Snapchat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
so-
Like that cloud just it has everything.
I know,
Yeah.
the cloud. I know, I'm scared.
It's all
But
there.
It's you can't see anything. You could just not my face anyway. No indicating factors of who it is.
Okay.
It's just a dick jizzing. There's
Well,
a
you got
lot
those
of
big
out there.
veins sticking out.
I know from the side.
It takes a lot for you to do anything anonymously. You know what I mean? Like in the video, you can hear you clearly going, "I'm Chuck Staten."
Damn it.
So, as a longtime podcaster,
Yes.
do you ever get to a point where you're like, "This just, I'm too far in now. I've made too much of a commitment." Because the two of you, if you think about it, you and Mark, you do the podcast together. That ties you together in a big way
Yes.
for a long time, right? And yet, it's not like you guys are out doing like a 2-man show,
Yeah.
Right.
or something like that. It's just that podcast that's kind of the glue for you guys.
Yes.
Do you ever get to a point like how do you walk away from a podcast commitment that you've made because you feel like it's a bad match?
Well, I think you just have to be honest with your partners.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Hypothetically,
If you had two,
Yeah.
I have one, but if you have, if you happen to have two,
Chad and Buck.
Yeah. yeah, Chad and Buck. I would just say, clearly, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
I possess more talent than you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
But what if you don't want to hurt their feelings?
Thank you.
Joe's never thought like that.
Oh, okay.
why? I'm here. I'm here.
This is an act of charity, right?
The whole time I was on my way here,
on.
I was like, Norman does it. I'll just say I was hit with a cab. My dad died. I was texting Mark being like, how do you do it? How do I get out of this?
Oh, I make plans all the time, and then the thing comes up, and I'm like, oh no. If it makes you feel better, I didn't want to do this today.
No, I really wanted to.
I wanted.
Yeah,
I'm down to hang out with you, absolutely. But
Yeah.
just this jizzing on furniture, fucking up an IKEA. I don't know.
That was
Did
when
you know-
things took a turn for me.
Yeah, and it was right away.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
know.
great. Well, IKEA's never going to sponsor this podcast.
No,
now.
they could right.
I don't know.
Maybe in a different way.
That's also like a compressed wood too. It'll just get real.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst.
Soggy and it's just very. messy.
There's a real question hidden there because there's something I think about all the time with Tuesdays, because you guys started a podcast so long ago that it's almost like, well, why? We're just two. I mean, everyone, like a bunch of people did at the same time, and Tuesdays is one of the ones that got really popular. But it's like, could it have been a week before you started one with Dan Soder, and then there is no Tuesdays? You know what I mean?
It's Wednesdays.
Well, Mark was the only person I thought, I've told this before, and Mark was the only person I thought of for the show because he was so funny and we had the Seinfeld thing going.
Yeah, yeah.
So I never really considered doing one with anybody else.
Yeah.
The fact that it kept going, I don't know, that's a
Weird.
miracle. But now it's like we make money.
Right, exactly.
And it's the only time we see each other.
I know, now
catch
it's-
up.
yeah,
That's the
I
weird
know.
thing about life.
Yes.
Life gets in the way, you know, it just
Yeah.
happens.
It really does.
No, it's life finds a way. You're thinking
Seasons.
of Jurassic Park.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Seasons
Life
passing and
it,
changing.
finds
Leaves
a way.
falling off
Life,
of trees and
finds
whatnot.
a way.
Yeah.
To everything, turn.
Yeah.
There you go. No, it is
The cat's in
interesting.
the cradle.
Silver
The
spoon.
silver spoon.
Yeah.
Man in the moon.
But it's funny because now you're basically like in that mix of like the New York podcast guys who go on everything and do all the New York shows and just kind of like you did the Ari's show like 2 days ago. We went to Pennsylvania and it's like, you know what, dude, all those podcasts. It's like there's a certain 8 people that just kind of circulate on all these podcasts.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's weird.
It
Podcasts are weird. It's a weird part of the thing now. And then there's like social media. There's all these things that did not, when I started doing comedy, none of these things exist. Reels and
Yeah.
YouTube.
And I feel like I was lied to
podcasts.
because when I got into stand up, it was different. And I was like, and I looked at that and I went, yes, I will do that for my life. I will pursue this thing and do the machinations around it, right? I agree to these terms. And then all of the terms changed.
Oh, for sure.
And now I'm like, well, if I knew then, like, oh, these are the things that come with it, would I have been so willing to be like,
Right.
yeah, I'm jumping in, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll do whatever. Treat me like a desk. Just give me the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. But
Well, it's a weird thing. I talk about this a lot with podcasts. It's like an existential crisis because it's like, I always wanted to be a comedian, but when I was a kid, I wanted to be Martin Scorsese or Woody Allen or, whoever, George Carlin. I never wanted to be, Howard Stern or like Cowhead or
I know,
whoever. It's
I
like
know.
now I'm like, I'd eat jizz for $100. And I'm like, I have fun, but it is like, this isn't really art.
Yeah, it's tough.
Right,
It's tough.
yeah.
I mean, there are still aspects of Woody Allen's life you can emulate.
You could try.
She was like my daughter, but I was attracted to her. I'm a Woody defender.
Yeah.
Love the wood.
Yeah. No.
Love Woody.
Well, what's tough is when you have to do like 9 a week. That's the problem. It's not
Woody
a once a week
Allen's?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. 9 daughters.
Or you have like
nine Woody Allens.
Yes.
Oh, that's a lot.
Or you have like a Thursday afternoon with nothing on the schedule except a big podcast right smack in the middle, It's like, it's not quite morning, it's not quite afternoon. It just really
It's the worst.
sucks
It's the
it
worst.
in.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
We did it early because I thought you'd appreciate it early.
Oh, I love it.
You got
love
your
it
whole
early.
day ahead of you.
Having a great time.
What are you doing tonight?
I don't need you showing up, but no, I'm kidding. I'm at the stand, 8 and 10, and then tomorrow I got a big crazy trip coming up. I go to Nashville tomorrow, then Tampa, then Austin, then Cincinnati, all in one trip.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm dreading it.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah.
Is this for the movie or for stand up?
This is stand up, Norman's Bachelor Party, Rogan, more stand up.
Gotcha.
All one big crazy
Enchilada.
glob.
Glob enchilada.
Pile of cum.
Yeah.
Oof.
Let's. Can we just strike that
Let
from
it
the record
go. Let
Blow a
it go.
snot bubble.
forever?
Man, Blue Chew's like, never mind.
Oh yeah. Blue Chew.
Yeah, you idiot.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Is this what we want to represent our product?
Don't
I
do
was
that.
slamming my hard dick on a desk and it wouldn't go away. You know what I mean? It's like insane.
All right. Well,
Hey, do
we'll
sound
make
like
money
I wanna-
somewhere else.
Let me ask you this about the documentary, right? Because I shot my my documentary. I had to be the director and the person in front of the camera. It was a fucking crazy thing. It was weird to do. But shooting that documentary, I loved it. I adored doing that process. I think you will have the best time doing it, and I'm excited that you're doing that, genuinely. And
Thank
if
you.
you want to talk about it at any point, I would love to.
Great.
Are you prepared to
Oh, boy.
deal with dead iguanas?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think so.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I mean, they get shot, and I assume it's like a Kennedy situation, like pink mist
just
and
the head's
falls,
gone.
and then
Yeah.
its wife goes after its brain.
The iguana wife is like, yeah.
There's a great Gilbert Gottfried joke. I met Jackie Onassis, and I said, "Do you remember where you were when?" Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think I like in movies that happens in some movies, Braveheart, Reservoir Dogs, those are two movies I know, where the blood gets on the lens. That's very exciting.
You could do Children of Men had a wonderful scene with that where they had to digitally remove the blood splatter.
Oh,
yeah, because it was a one shot. It was a oneer.
Oh, I remember.
Wow.
That.
I mean, I remember the one shot. I didn't know that blood had to be removed.
Wow.
Yeah, because it got on the lens. They kept it there for a little while, and then it slowly fades away, and they digitally removed it. Anyway, that's a nerdy thing to know.
Kind of like the Coke booger on Neil Young in another Scorsese documentary.
Really?
The Last Waltz.
They
They took it out. It's back in there now.
Really?
But yeah, you had a big
They
Coke booger.
Lucased it. They did the
exactly.
They added in a Jawa
snorted.
in the background.
He snorted first.
I want the Coke booger. I want the Coke booger back in.
Oh yeah.
Can we put it back in?
Ray does a lot of George Lucas.
No, I don't. I don't like the way you said that. You're misrepresenting me. How dare you, Your Honor? I would like new counsel.
Chuck has one of the great laughs in podcast history.
You want to hear something funny?
He's great laughing.
We went.
Yes.
We went.
That's his strength.
We went.
You're such a good audience member. It's unbelievable.
We went to Pennsylvania Tuesday, and all these Tuesdays, all the fans of the podcast were coming up to me, and they're like, "I love you. Fuck Reddit. Fuck whatever." And everyone was nice. And then one guy came up to me, and he's like, "Man, I love this stuff." Blah blah blah. And he's talking to me, and I'm like, and I laughed at something. And he goes, "Oh my god, that's the laugh."
That's so funny.
Which was so funny.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
I feel like if that moment happened to me, I'd be like, "What have I done? What are the choices that led
Just
to a
immediately
stranger
walk into
going,
the ocean.
"That's the laugh," right? And I'd just be
that's
like,
great.
"Oh no, hello darkness, my old friend."
No, that's positive.
I think you gotta put yourself in this documentary, make yourself as the director part of the story.
I'll be in there a little bit.
Yeah. And we need to see you very uncomfortably holding
A dead
the
iguana?
rifle and shooting an iguana.
Maybe I'll try to shoot, but then it becomes about me.
Right.
No, no,
Yeah.
just that one little moment. That
All
one
right.
little moment.
Maybe that's after the credits. I might shoot myself.
The question is, do
Yeah.
you want to do a documentary where this is the subject and we're just doing the subject, or do you want it to be more of a quote unquote journey film where you, the director, are taking I'm getting so deep.
Well, so I think if you watch these,
I'm trying to get as far away from wet desks as
Yeah.
possible.
yeah, Sticky Disc. That's a good band name, the Sticky Discs. If you watch these two Scorsese films, he's in them, but he's talking to his parents, and he's just kind of like, well, just be yourself. I don't know, whatever. He's not like going, hey, what's up?
Yeah, right.
He's just like, all right, and he goes, tell that story, tell the story about the thing, and then there's those aspects. So it'd be Tom telling
should
stories.
do that because I think Tom Dustin needs a person like nudging him, going like, "Hey, no, tell that story."
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, and it'll be great. And
What if you fall in love?
with Tom?
Yeah.
Oh, that was years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom and I have been in love deeply for years. Do you know Tom?
I don't know him yet.
A list, Dustin.
No idea.
The Dustin List wedding. I could go to that.
We lived together for years too, back in the old days.
It was a common law.
No, not long enough, I guess. But
Damn.
yeah, no, he's the best. He's a character.
He's great. Yeah.
Maybe come down.
I would love
Just
to
gonna
come
throw
down.
out the idea.
Anytime.
What if you dress yourself up like an iguana and he shoots at you with a paintball gun, like a jackass situation?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's my speed. I think.
I'm sorry. You don't want to win an
sorry,
Academy Award?
My Transformer friend Brainstorm suggested it.
Yeah, that's fair.
No bad ideas.
Green needle.
That's more of a green needle than a brainstorm.
Yeah.
I
But
think,
Could
yeah.
you work under someone else? I mean, I already hired a DP. You'd just be a
of course
camera
I do.
operator.
I always,
Yeah.
I mean,
An operator?
I shouldn't say I always do, but I do.
Yeah, don't let
Okay.
it be a DP. He'll.
What are you giving me that? What's that grimace for?
Well, I just think you're above it. I'm not
No,
trying to be.
no.
I'm like, I'm wondering if you're able to be an operator. That's a
I'm-
step down.
No, I'm helpful. I mean, I think I'm open. I think.
I
when
think
you,
the DP will hate it.
Hey, got these pills. I'm trying to get him to
Try a Blue Chew.
No, I think my whole philosophy with like the creative jobs that I've done is kind of that I'm open to learning. I'm open to different positions and figuring things out. You know what I mean? I don't know.
That was my first video on my OnlyFans. I was just telling people, I'm open. I'm open to different positions
Yeah.
and whatever you guys want.
Tell me what to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll do it. That's
Hold
fine.
my ankles in the air and.
No, I like.
Somebody else can hold my ankles.
We need 2 more people.
Can I get 4 people for my ankles, please?
Yeah, I think I like the idea of being in different positions, doing film projects and stuff like that, and kind of saying, I'm going to be in charge of this. I don't care. That's fine. Yeah, no, I'm good with being. I'm not. I also like the idea of not having the responsibility of running everything.
Right.
We went down to Ohio, Brad and I, and they hired me to do this documentary series pilot for A&E, like a sizzle reel, and they basically were like, hey, like you're gonna go down and do it. And I was like, all right, cool. And I thought that I would go with someone that was working on the show and producing it, whatever. But they were like, no, it's just you. You're the director and producer and camera operator. And Brad was able to come as like my helper, my PA,
I
and
boomed
do sound.
and I got waivers. Those were my
I'm
jobs.
so upset that I couldn't make that.
I got Chucky
I know.
coffee.
I'm so upset. I'm jealous that you were there.
We can't talk about what it is. I don't think
We can't?
I don't think so. Not yet, because we're still pitching it to Netflix.
My issue was that like a 6'7" large man being around, let's say, much smaller folks.
All
Can I say
right,
that?
all right,
Can
we
I go
gotta be
there?
careful with this. We gotta be careful.
Now we got to be careful with what we say.
Anyway, I kind of
After a
Netflix
half gallon
passed.
of
What's the project?
it would have been nice to be like not in charge of everything. It would have been nice to have someone making some decisions that wasn't me.
Right.
So I'm open to that kind of stuff. You know?
I hear you. All right.
So no, I'm open. I'm happy to do stuff.
Well, you
like
got the shirt for Key West already.
this. Yeah, you like this?
I do like it.
That's pretty good.
Also,
Yeah.
It's a good
we're
summer.
getting ready this morning, and Chuck's like, "What do you think of my bird shirt?" I'm like, it's great.
It's pretty cool.
I think you got to
like
get a
it.
special iguana shirt.
Yes.
This was a shirt given to me by my ex-girlfriend's mom like 4 years ago, and it didn't fit at all. So now I'm kind of wearing it defiantly. Like, it fits now. How do you
Yeah.
like that? Not to her, just in general, the world.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
That's the way
I
to
like
go.
that.
it's a good shirt.
It's a
For
spite
real,
shirt.
how do you pull a plug on?
Yeah, I don't know. Fake a death, maybe.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
That'd
Does
be
that have
easy
to be
for Ray.
mine?
That'd be really easy. Any of the causes would be believable.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Just
that.
saying
Yeah.
anything.
Whoa.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying
Whoa.
in general. I'm just saying in general.
I fell off a horse during a dressage. Yeah. I was doing dressage. I fell off a horse. Oh, he's Superman.
He wasn't meant to be a horse dancer.
He really wasn't meant to. That horse. I'll be honest. I'm surprised he died and the horse lived. Doing that dressage, that high stepping horse dance.
Little reverse Catherine the Great situation.
Yeah.
What if
Yes.
that was my passion? That would be screwy.
Horse dancing?
Right. Thank God it's just comedy,
Yeah.
where I think traditionally a guy like me can fit. I think maybe it's 2022, maybe not. But
Rogan.
what if I suddenly was just like, no, it's horse dressage.
Yeah.
Like the horse dance is my passion.
You'd have to find a huge horse, a very
Fucking
muscular
giant
horse.
horse. Clydesdales.
That's cool.
All the Budweiser horses.
Yeah, but are Clydesdales good dressagers?
No, but that's where my talent.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, I'll
unique.
bite. What the hell is dressage?
You don't know what it is?
No.
Oh, it's called horse dancing. It's like you
Well, no,
have
it's
the horse.
called dressage, and it is horse dancing.
Oh, I see.
And
I've
you're
liked the
on
idea
a
of
horse.
fancy people going, I'm here for the horse dancing.
You're on a horse, and you get them to like bend. It's almost like you tell a dog how to do tricks.
Horrible.
Have you ever seen a horse like
Prance.
prance?
A
Yeah,
little
it's like
bit.
that kind of thing, and then they pivot a little bit. I don't know how to describe it. It's a
Okay.
horse dancing.
Yeah.
It's a horse dancing.
I saw Nope.
Woo!
Okay.
Horses in there.
There are horses in there. They do not dressage.
No, but they do like a lay down.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was weird. I thought that was weird.
No, that's to show that you're taming that horse. It shows
Yeah.
trust. The horse trusts you.
Yeah, right. That's what I was.
Why do I know so much about this?
Yeah, I know,
Because
you know
your
a lot
secret
about horses.
My
passion is
secret passion is dressage.
I
We
like
just
it.
discovered it.
That's
today.
right.
That's really got to be nice to find your true north at any point in your life.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foot
And that is the
dressage.
horse that I will be riding, True North.
True north.
That's the name of the horse.
True North, yeah. He's fucking jacked. He's huge. Well, we'll be honest, the horse is juicing. That horse is on a lot of steroids. That horse is
We need
so
it.
jacked
That's what
up.
we need.
He's angry. I've punched him in the face a couple of times just to calm him down, show him who's the boss of the dressage. I'll lead this dance, True North. I'll lead this dance. I'm very tired, and now I'm somewhere else in my mind.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what happened.
You're on a
here.
horse, of course.
Yeah, we dance with a horse. A horse is a horse, of course.
They
I
came
think we
in-
found your new documentary.
Yeah.
We'll see how the Tom one goes.
all right,
but
all
maybe
right.
we'll do horse dancing.
They came in last night from Rhode Island. I picked him up at the train station. Actually, then we ran to the stand, and I gave Mark his sunglasses. He forgot in my car.
Ah, that's fun. The leave
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah.
Costanza.
So how do you feel doing, I do want to talk a little bit about your experience making the movie.
Oh, please.
The it was March, Ides of March, right? Ides of March.
Yeah.
Ides of March, yes.
Was that it?
4th of July.
Columbus Day.
That's the sequel.
Ides
That's
of
the
March isn't
sequel.
even a holiday. That's why I was confused.
I was going to say, what is Ides of March?
It's just
That's
a time.
Shakespearean.
March 15th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
March 15th, yeah.
Caesar was stabbed.
Beware.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Et tu, Brute.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good
there
work.
you go.
Thanks.
Good way to pull the most famous thing that Shakespeare ever wrote.
Well,
Ooh,
it's,
sick
to be or
burn.
not to be.
You just
Yeah.
got
That is
it.
the
to be or
question.
not to
Whether
be.
it is
As soon-
nobler in thy mind to
As soon as
suffer.
I was saying it, I'm
Yes.
like, I'm going to get called out on
You
this.
just
and I
got
should be.
shakes burned. That's what you just got. I need to lay down. When
That Romeo-
doing
Romeo.
this, like how much acting experience have you had leading into this? Because you're the lead of this movie.
I'm the lead of the film. Not too much. A little. I went to the New York Film Academy, and that was like I did the acting class
Should we all
there.
go,
That was 20 years ago, 19 years ago. And then I've done a couple commercials and a bunch of sketches, like a lot of sketch stuff, video stuff that you do, but never anything dramatic like that.
Right.
But I was playing a version of myself in a script that I wrote or co-wrote. So it made it a little easier, and it's all from pretty real experiences.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, and I do think it's not that I think acting is easy, but like acting, like I couldn't do a British soldier in the Revolutionary War. Hello,
Yeah.
we're dying every day out there. Maybe I could.
yeah,
Yeah.
you could.
Oh,
that was
shit.
good. Yeah, I like that.
We're dying out here. I'd have to work on the accent, but
Yeah, it's close.
but it just feels like being present and listening, and then trying to evoke some of those emotions. It's not that difficult.
Yeah. Now, why did you put yourself on the side of the British during the Revolution?
Yeah, it's true.
Wow, because it's a deeper role.
Yeah, he's
you
gonna-
know?
yeah,
They're losing.
They're taking our land.
Well, that's what I always say about Seth Rogen. People are like, Seth Rogen is so one note, and I'm like, yeah, but that's what he should be doing. He should be playing.
Yeah.
Seth
Oh no, there
Rogen.
are actors that are
You know what I mean?
malleable, and
That's
then
his
there are
note.
actors that are just like, this is kind of the note that they hit, and you bring them in to hit that note.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
People complain about that, but I'm like, I think some people are like, this makes sense for me to do, especially comedically.
I think most of my acting experience comes from Chuck asking me to do things where you kind of
yeah.
go, oh, I can't.
Yeah, but I think you
Summon
know
a single tear.
the good thing is you
would
know
like
your
to.
strengths and you play to that, because I know I saw you in your one act play that you were running off Broadway, and that it was Malcolm X, and I thought your performance was good, but you just didn't. The role wasn't right for you, or you weren't right for the
That
role.
happens. It said there's no small actors, there's only small roles. And so.
And I thought it was fucked up that you said the Malcolm X role was so small.
Yeah. Well, he's a small guy. He got killed. Big people don't get killed. I mean.
I beg to differ.
So no, I mean no. That was tricky, and I had to really sink myself into the African American community, and they were quite welcoming. And
Until they asked you to leave, I think.
yeah,
They specifically said you're not welcome in the community.
You're right.
yeah, that's what it was. And I kept saying I put the Slim in Muslim, and they didn't care for that.
Oh man! But doing the movie, like, how long was the shooting process? Because this takes place in kind of just you're coming home, you're at home. It's kind of surrounding in that one location, right? Roughly, yeah.
It was fast. We shot very, very quickly. It was
Right.
very like shotgun style. We shot 5 days in New York, and I think 10 or 11 days in Lake George, upstate, Hewlett's Landing, which was taking the place of Maine. And
How dare you, by the way, as a Maine native.
I know. Well, the thing is, we looked in Maine, but it's so much further, and you don't
Yeah.
get the tax
I
breaks.
could
New
see
York
it
gives the
even from
tax
the trailer.
breaks.
I was like, that's not fucking Maine.
No, you couldn't.
Those aren't Maine trees. Those
Get
are
outta
upstate
here.
New York
Well,
trees.
we tricked people because a lot of people
Just
are like,
north
"Where
of
Maine?" But
Albany.
this
Oh,
is
yeah.
this is
Yeah.
what we didn't make clear that frustrates me is that it's a Boston family that vacations in Maine, which is my family.
right.
Yeah.
We got a lot of comments being like, "Maine's not the same as Boston. Those are Boston accents." I'm like, "We're on vacation, you fuck. You think we live here? This is a lake house. No
Yeah,
one lives
Mainers
here."
don't like them.
Oh, jeez,
no.
watered
Did you
down.
do that?
I did this. Look what
Is that cum?
I did
That's
a
how
Chuck.
much-
I did a
this is
Chuck.
what it looks like.
I just did a Chuck.
This is exactly
I'm
what it looks
so
like.
Embarrassed.
Did you do that?
Yeah, I'm so embarrassed.
It's a good bit.
I gestured and I'm just. I feel,
wow,
I
this
feel
is great.
terrible, and there's
got
nothing to
Wow, there's nothing at all.
absorb it.
I got a piece of a croissant left.
No.
I'm
How
so
absorbent is
sorry.
that
I
croissant?
can't believe I just did that. I'm such
Now-
a piece of
now we
shit.
wait.
Luckily, it's not spilling anywhere.
Yeah.
I think we could just do it. It's
What
not
a
even
level
no
table.
movement everywhere.
No,
Yeah.
it's slightly moving this way.
It looks like Hewlett's Landing. Oh, now it's moving.
What's funny too is that we started with that cum conversation, and now we're gonna have
damn
this
it.
big puddle on the desk. for
Now
the
I know
rest
what
of-
you felt like.
It's very ironic.
Where it's just like, oh, I'm
And you
so
hated
embarrassed.
it. You claimed to hate it.
I really do sincerely apologize, especially where we were at a good spot with talking about the movie. Doing that, please tell me that you had to live in the house with Tony V the whole time.
We didn't know. People lived. Chris Walsh lived with Tony V and Nick DiPaolo. They all lived together. I got my own house. I had
Just
the
a bunch
best
of camp
deal.
chairs, people smoking cigars outside.
We smoked a lot of cigars.
Yeah.
Tony and I smoked every night.
Yep.
And I'm a cigar guy myself. And every single night, everyone came to my house. We were on a house on the lake, and it would be me, DiPaolo, Tony V, Chris Walsh, and Louis just telling stand-up stories all night. And,
Beautiful. I love it.
It was like the happiest time of my life, and now I want to kill myself every
and
morning.
now you're here.
Yeah.
Back here.
Spilling water on tables, talking about how it's jizz.
And what's the name of this podcast?
Funbearable.
Funbearable, that's right. I did it at the
If you
beginning.
can do it
You're
right down the
listening to-
barrel, yeah.
You're listening to Funbearable Podcast with Joe List and some guys.
Can you throw to the website too?
Yeah.
It's funbearable.nut.
Funbearable.nut and 4th of July movie.com. Thanks to Chuck.
Fourth is spelled out.
Yes.
4th is spelled out. Please buy it. Nobody's
Yes.
doing it.
Now, for a sequel, what holiday are you doing?
We thought about Halloween. You know, everyone's kind of in costumes.
Yeah.
You know.
There's
Yeah.
no movies about Halloween.
None.
So that's good.
There
No.
are no movies about Halloween.
Doesn't it feel like there's a new Halloween coming that's supposed to be the final one? It feels like WWF wrestling, where it's like, you know how like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man would wrestle, they wrestle at WrestleMania, and then they're wrestling again at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like, here's the new match.
I
And they're
know.
going to try new holds or whatever.
You know, not a lot of movies about Armistice Day.
That's not bad.
Some time travel there because it's not Armistice Day anymore. But, you know, it's an untapped niche.
It is Boxing Day.
Boxing Day,
Boxing
December
Day.
26th.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to be the one to say the most obvious goof one. Kwanzaa?
Kwanzaa could be fun.
Yeah.
It feels like a family
A
that
nice
celebrates
Boston
Kwanzaa.
family
Fucking
in
Kwanzaa.
Maine. Out there. I'm here for fucking Kwanzaa. Don't do this on Kwanzaa. Let's not do this on Kwanzaa.
Now, where are you from in Maine?
I'm originally from Kittery. I grew up in Kittery.
Oh,
and then
I
I
know
went to school in
Kittery, of
Bangor.
course. Yeah, I spent a lot of time
the
in
gateway
Kittery.
to the rest.
Yes, I know
Yeah.
Kittery.
Yeah,
Spent a
so
lot
I
of
love
time
Maine.
there.
Yeah, it's a good time.
My whole childhood growing up. I would go to Ogunquit and Wells Beach, and then Booth
Yeah.
Bay, Peaks Island, Portland, Kittery. Those are all of our
Yeah,
spots.
I got a show on Peaks Island at the end of the
There's a
month.
show on Peaks?
They're doing
What?
it's a comedy festival.
They're doing the
yeah.
Comedy Festival, right?
Yeah, Mark's up there to close it. I'm up there to open it. Yeah,
Mark Norman is doing Peaks Island
he's
Comedy
not
Festival?
on the island. He's not on the island.
Oh, he's in Portland.
There's a bunch of different
Only the
venues.
natives go on the island. Otherwise, they don't let
You
the
gotta
others
get me on the
leave.
Peaks. I grew up on Peaks. I was scared.
wanna go to Peaks?
Maine,
Go to Peaks.
Yes. Oh,
Let's
that
go
was my
film.
whole childhood.
I
It
got
was
a
so
show in
scary.
Presque Isle. You want to come up there?
I went to Presque. I've done Presque Isle and Caribou back to back. It was like my first
Let's
road
go.
trip.
We'll stay together. We'll hug. Everything will be fun.
You cannot believe how far away Presque Isle. Everyone
It's
stop.
forever.
Put in Presque Isle, Maine to Google Maps. It's
Yeah.
north of Toronto. It's fucking bananas.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, it's past like Montreal's here. You're all the way up here.
Wow.
Yeah, I did a show in
Damn.
Fort Kent.
I don't even know Fort
that's,
Kent.
That's mile number 1 on Route 1. It's like right across the border.
Wow.
And there was a snowstorm right after the show. It was one of those shows where you show up and everyone in town, it was for the college, it was UMaine, Fort Kent. And it's a show where you show up in town and everyone knows you're there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like everybody in the town, like we went to the restaurant
Right,
in
right.
town, and the waitress is like, "Oh, y'all are the comedians," you know, that kind of thing. I don't know why she was Southern
Yeah.
in the most northern town
Well,
in
she's
Maine.
fleeing an abusive marriage.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
right.
South.
Yeah.
She's going as far north as she can.
I faked my own death and I went up to
You know what?
Fort Kent, Maine.
She had a bad podcast experience, so she
I
faked
had
her own
a
death. and went north.
horrible podcast experience, and my husband. I saw the movie Double Indemnity, and I was like, "I'm gonna do that."
Yeah.
But no, it was one of those towns where you're just all the way up there. You know, you're driving by all the deer hanging up on trees
Yeah,
and stuff like
right.
that. And it was a logging road into the town to do the show. And then we got in a car accident on that road, and we had to pull over. There were 4 comics in this car. We're supposed to pull over somewhere. There's so much snow, we can't pull over off of this logging road. And there are logging trucks blasting past us in a blizzard. We had to drive like 15 miles to the nearest place to actually pull over with the other people. It was great. I got like $4,000 out of it.
All right, then you're
From the car accident.
yeah.
So talk to a lawyer.
from
it's
the
fine.
insurance fraud.
There was no insurance fraud. It was
That's
just
not
an
what I
insurance
heard.
claim.
Yeah.
I
Insurance
just
real.
now heard that it was insurance fraud. when I said it.
Insurance
This is some
legit.
bullshit. See, this is what I mean. Like, you start a podcast with a couple of people, and all of a sudden they're fucking with you. They're claiming you're doing insurance fraud. This could be used in court.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Podcasts are a nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I got to do a show on Peaks Island. Battery steel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Take the ferry.
I didn't see anything about it until Ray was like mentioned. Like, you either put it somewhere or they said something about you, and then I saw that Mark was doing it too, and I was like, "What the hell?" Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be the last show on Peaks Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Interesting.
I'm
Climate
going to turn
change.
them off.
Climate change.
I saw the schedule and I was like, "Oh, cool." So
Yeah, because what my plan is the curtain will open. There will be one spotlight, full blackout in the room, one spotlight on a desk, and then I walk out.
I've got some
and people
notes.
go, "Why doesn't he have a microphone for this comedy show?" And that'll be the last show that ever happens on Peaks Island.
Wow, Peaks.
yeah,
Yeah.
Biggs.
Love Peaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that you've got so much history in Maine.
Oh yeah, big time.
That's
The only
wonderful.
one syllable state. It's funny because Maine is a fascinating place because for most of the country, it's like a South Dakota. People always say to me, "I forget about Maine. I don't even think about Maine."
I
And I'm
know,
like,
yeah.
and I shouldn't say it because I don't want people showing up there. But it's like the most beautiful state. I mean,
I
the
love
coast
it,
of
yeah.
Maine is unbelievable. More coastline than California.
Yeah.
Truth.
I go up to like New Hampshire, Vermont. I do that kind of stuff. I don't
Yeah,
think
I've
really gone
been
to Maine
like
that much.
2
Yeah, stay
miles
the
into
fuck away
Maine
from
on
Maine.
our float trip that I learned floating is not for me. I don't enjoy it. But that's all of my
You're a
Maine
sinker.
experience. Yes.
You're a real sinker.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can't pee around people when he floats.
Oh, I
So
can't
floating-
either.
No, why would
could
you
pee
do
in the
that?
river? Do
No,
you like
I
a
can't
float?
either.
Yeah.
You like a nice float?
Let
I
nice
have to piss. When I
tuba-
piss in water, I'm not kidding. I take my dick out like I'm at a urinal.
Really?
I can't piss. I need to be alone. I pee in a stall.
Yeah.
See, what I like to do is I go underwater and then just let my penis come up.
Yeah, so it's a little yeah.
And then I pee.
Like Jaws.
I call it the fountain. It's really fun. What is that? Oh,
Is it a fish?
Look out
is
for
it
the
a fish?
turtle.
It's the
oh,
blowhole.
it's a snapping turtle. Watch out for that snapper. He's going to snap you right up. I got a yawn on the snapping
Oh,
turtle.
sorry. It's early. Sorry. I can't control my yawns.
You like it early. That's what I booked it early.
Well, this isn't early.
Is it?
No,
I thought you like it 12.
I'm up at 8 a.m. This is midday now. I need a nap and
Wow.
I need
That's
to
fair.
come.
I hear you,
God,
buddy.
He's coming towards me.
Oh boy,
All right.
we
Well,
need some of
You know
this
what? I
stuff.
think that might be the signal to
Yeah.
start wrapping it up.
it. Oh.
Once it hits the electrical equipment,
Yeah, I know.
I think
don't
that's
like
when we
that.
go.
I don't like that.
I'm so thrilled that you have this that this movie is out. I'm so
Thank you.
thrilled that you were able to get it to this place. Like Brad said, like making a movie is a miracle in and of
Right.
itself. Like
Yes.
going from start to finish.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And you being in a leading role, like when I saw that trailer, I was just it filled me with joy.
Oh, that makes me feel good. I appreciate it.
Because
Thank
I
you.
think I came into the same scene area like right after you had left, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Like right around 2010.
I left in
was there.
07.
Okay, so
Yeah.
3 years. Yeah.
Right.
But so there was always chatter about you,
Oh.
here and there.
Hope it was good.
It was mostly negative stuff that I
Yeah,
heard.
that's fair.
And I was
Yeah.
always like, you give them a chance. And they said we did. No, I'm glad that it was really nice to see that.
Oh,
And-
thank you.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
killer.
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's cool because you've been talking about it for so many years.
Yeah, a bunch of people have written to me that I guess in 2018 I said I wanted to be in a movie
Oh yeah.
on the podcast.
Often.
So it's very exciting.
Not
well,
not like once.
well, now I got to do more.
I know.
I was booked in a movie. They fired me.
Well, this is one of the things I want to ask you about.
They didn't fire me. They rescinded the offer.
Yes.
That's a whole other thing.
Is there going to be kind of a pivot now? 'Cause
Jeremy Pivot.
This is an interesting moment in your life. I didn't know if I should bring this up on the
And
podcast.
ironically,
or
I
not.
mean, we'll see.
Piven
I'm
started doing
trying.
stand-up.
Yeah.
But it's hard because in your mind you're like, "Whoa, this is the first of many." But there's a culture of I'm friends with a guy who's been, scarlet lettered. So I got offered a role and then they rescinded because they were like, "Well, we did some thinking."
Yeah.
So it might be the one and only movie I ever do. But I'm trying to make more shorts.
Are you problematic to have on?
I'm not problematic, but I know somebody who was perceived problematic 22 years ago. That's a whole other bag
Yeah.
of hammers. But yeah.
So we probably should have talked about this.
Yeah, you're not going to get any Bluetooth before doing what is it called?
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew, yeah.
They're on your. Aren't they on Tuesdays?
I think years ago, and then I think we.
Ooh.
I think we did, but I don't think we get
We
it
should
anymore.
talk about this off the air. We should talk about this off,
But this is-
off mic and off camera.
But this
Just
is
scrub me out, like the lens. Like the blood on
and
the
we'll,
lens.
we'll do a filter, and it'll just
blood
be-
on the lens.
Just-
it's our fault.
nobody.
We'll put the spill in the beginning, and we'll
Yeah.
put a splash on the lens. No, but that isn't like a real question. Is like, well, what do you want to do? You've done stand up for so long, and now you're actually going towards this film career.
Chuck's trying to get me to quit stand-up.
No, I'm
knew
not.
it.
I love you.
No, I always
By the
wanted
way,
to be.
stand-up's not a stepping stone. You know what I mean? I think some people view it that way.
I don't
But
thi-
I want
I
to be
don't-
clear.
I don't view it that way.
I know, but the way you phrased that, it sounded like it could mean that. So I just want to be clear that we're not talking about it in those terms.
No. What
right?
I'm
Yeah.
saying is that was like has been your main focus for so long, and I'm wondering how much of the idea of going towards filmmaking is part of your future.
Yeah, that's what I always wanted to do, and I'd like to try to do more because I feel like I wasted my life doing podcasts and stand-up.
I know
Particularly
the feeling.
this
I know
one.
the feeling.
Yeah, particularly this.
This was the
specific
straw that
episode.
broke the camel's back.
I literally quit. I had a podcast with Ronan Hirschberg that still exists. You can still see it. And I was like, it's just too much podcast. I have to start focusing on filmmaking and stand-up. Those are the two things. So I let him down. He was sad. It was very difficult for me. And like a half an hour later, Chuck's like, can you do my podcast on Thursday? And I was like, all right, but this is the last one. This is it.
And when do you plan on taking time for your real passion, competitive jigsaw puzzling?
I would love that. Oh, jeez, I just spilled, but it's empty.
Yeah.
Second spill.
No, it's an interesting thing, man. No, I love the movie too. You know, obviously I was there at the premiere. We had a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very warm reception from the crowd.
Yeah, it's been really nice.
It's been really, really cool. So it's just an
great.
interesting thing to see this balance. Well, we kind of live at a time where like no one really does one thing. You know what I mean? Everyone
Right.
has a bunch of stuff that
know.
they do. So is that going to be a thing? And I also know you personally. So it's like,
And biblically.
would you rather do stand-up half the time and do filmmaking half the time?
Well, I don't know about half and half, but I mean, I'd like to make movies.
Yeah, right.
Because I mean, the movie process, I did stand up throughout, and I only took 3 weeks off to shoot the movie.
Right,
so that's what
right.
I'd like to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'd like
Yeah.
to do that, but I don't know if I can.
That'd be
we'll see.
awesome. I think that I don't know. I think this is a huge step to take, and I'm also really, really glad you took it.
Well, thanks everybody.
No, it's been very cool. It's been very cool to be invested in you as an artist in general for years, because I was before Tuesdays. You know, I was a big fan before I ever started working with you guys.
Oh, thank you.
That's the reason people, we're dealing with some of the fucking backlash of people on Reddit, and they're like, you podcast producer, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm not a podcast producer. I came into Tuesdays because I like you guys and I like the stuff that we do together. But it's not like I would be on another podcast as a producer.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just because of the relationship that we have and the stuff that we've done, it like fell in that way.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I came in mostly to do like those film projects like Hot Gay Sets and all that stuff. And then everything just rolled forward. And now I'm also
Yeah.
producing,
And you muscled out our producer. And
Yeah, exactly.
the rest
nothing to do with it.
The rest is history.
I don't regret writing any of the stuff I've written on Reddit.
This is the
You
ultimate.
haven't changed my mind.
This is the ultimate question mark. Is we don't really know why Shelby quit. We don't really know.
No.
He told me he said I got an opportunity I cannot say no to, but it seems like I asked. I tried to talk.
And let me tell you, I've been thinking about doing a Shelby for a long time.
Pull a Shelby. I'm going to pull a Shelby in the next 5 minutes. Yeah. Limp out of here.
No, but I really he's like I got an opportunity I can't say no to, and like is that not true? You think? What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I think I'm not sure. He's not big in expressing his feelings, so it's hard to know. But,
Yeah.
he's a good guy, and he did
Yeah.
a great job for a long time.
Yeah, right.
I got nothing bad to say about old Shelbo.
Yeah, me neither. But I just,
Do you want to know what the opportunity was?
yes.
He's starting a podcast with me called Tuesdays with Ray, and it's not good, but it's he has a lot more creative control, I think. and
Yeah, but it's just Ray. So he's like, I brush my teeth.
I just explained my Tuesday.
You just
Yeah,
explained
yeah,
your
exactly.
Tuesday. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
All right, buddy. Well, I love you. Thank
I
you
love
for
you,
coming
buddy.
on. Yeah, we have
This
a
is
lot of
fun.
fun.
And
Yeah.
I like you.
Yeah, I don't know you guys that well, but you seem very nice.
Yeah. No, we have fun. We have fun on Tuesdays. It's one of the things I look forward to all the time is when me and you and Mark just have like a whole day to spend together.
I'm sorry, I thought we were wrapping up.
That's what it was.
No, it's the best. It's really great. And then we had a big road trip on was Tuesday.
That was so
great.
fun. It was
so much
so
fun.
we laughed so hard on the way back.
Yeah, it was
so
great.
many jokes we can't repeat on a podcast.
No.
Perfect.
Yeah, especially towards the end, it got a little dicey. But,
Oh yeah.
And thanks again for doing this.
Thank you.
I really
I
appreciate
appreciate
it.
it.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
you have to deal with Chuck all the time, but it's
No,
nice
I feel
for you to come
I
here
felt bad
voluntarily.
asking you, but I was like, oh man, I gotta ask him. If you had said I can't do it, too many podcasts, I would have said I understand. So I really appreciate.
I
you
said that
saying
to a
yes.
lot of people.
I know. I appreciate you.
Thank
you
you.
know I appreciate you.
Yes.
You know I love you.
Thank you, Joe List, for being here.
Yeah.
Chuck Staten, Ray Harrington, Brad Rohr.
Are you remembering?
I'm trying to wrap it up.
It's like it's a wedding. Brad.
You're like, today.
We're reintroducing ourselves.
Today is Thursday. You're Chuck Staten. You're Brad Rohr.
I have
I'm
the
Ray
memento
Harrington.
thing.
Yeah.
4thofjulymovie.com. Buy the digital copy.
Spell it out.
And
Comes with commentary, deleted scenes.
full commentary, deleted scenes, the Q&A from the premiere. You get a lot of stuff that you have not seen in theaters if you went to go see it in theaters. So buy a copy of the movie.
It comes with Nope.
It comes with.
See Nope.
They do commentary on Nope.
Yeah.
You know, they can explain the shoe, right?
Apocalypse Now minus the scene with the French people.
It's just Martin Sheen drunk cutting himself.
We have the Harvey Keitel version of Apocalypse Now. On the
We
deleted
added
scenes.
cocaine boogers on everybody. It's a director's cut. Well, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Have a good trip.
We are back in the studio. Joe List has left. We had to replace the table.
We did have to replace the table.
Ray's water spill
And then I took those pills again.
Yeah.
just ruined the table. We'd like to apologize to the Gotham Podcast
yes,
Studio.
I apologize to Gotham Podcast Studio. I
Yes.
apologize to Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
I apologize to Robin. Robin, I think, will understand.
Yeah.
I texted
and
the
also,
Joker.
I don't know if you knew this.
It was
Robin-
weird. I texted the Joker, and
Oh.
the text just came back to me.
Whoa, that's weird. And I don't know if you do, but Howard Stern also works with Robin quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I know I feel so bad about that water spill because we were having a nice discussion.
Yeah. Yep.
And then blah, and I'm just a child and splattered everything.
Yeah.
And I pulled a real Staten on that one, and I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no.
And but it's all been cleaned up.
Yes.
It's all been taken care of, replaced.
We
and
threw the
replenished.
table out a 16th floor window.
Yeah.
I one-handed it.
Where it landed, could have been on somebody.
I don't know. I'm sure this studio has insurance of some
Yeah.
kind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's founded by Bruce
Batman.
Wayne,
Yeah.
What?
Huh?
Why would you?
The idea of the sound.
Just the idea of Batman having a podcast. It's just absurd.
Quick to the Batcast.
I don't want to have guests. So what do you do?
What was Nope about?
Yes, Jordan Peele is there. He's like, I saw Nope. Oh, you did? Yes. What did you think? I didn't get it.
What's up with the shoe?
What's up with the shoe?
He's mad.
Yeah.
Is he always mad?
See, the problem is the horses. You can't rely on a horse. Robin. I really like that idea.
The Bat moped. Wait, no, that's a different thing. That's a different
Different
episode.
episode.
Oh, shit. We'll cut that.
No, I think we had a really fun time with Joe.
I love Joe.
Yeah.
Joe's a wonderful guy. It's really funny because kind of part of the gimmick of our relationship on Tuesdays is that he comes at me and picks on me. But behind the scenes, he's so full of heart when it comes with me. What? And
Was he in character when he was here?
when he podcasts, yeah.
Oh no, when this is when the cameras and microphones were off.
Yeah.
He was pretty straightforward with you.
That's how he is. What do you mean?
That's playful?
Yeah, I get him his water and I go get him his like magazine and his bagels and
And
stuff.
he hit the bagel out of your hand.
I didn't put enough butter on it.
Oh, okay. He
That's
likes
my
a lot
fault.
of butter on
Yeah,
that.
no,
he
I'm with
does.
Joe on
I
that
had
one.
to put a
Yeah.
lot of
Okay,
butter.
that is fair.
Yeah.
That is fair. But we learned a lot.
Yeah.
Some things I wish we didn't learn.
Right.
But it was a lot of fun to do that. And I just beg anyone watching this not to go back to when I spilled the water.
Right.
Right.
Let's forget about it.
I think
Who spilled water? We'll never know.
if we talk about the idea of any tables being soiled, let's cut those out of this podcast.
Deal.
Is that good?
Yeah, I
For
think
both
that's-
of us.
That's fair. Yeah.
For both of us.
How come the episode was 7.5 minutes long?
Yeah, I like
Mine-
a dry table.
Mine was an X-rated table soil,
Yeah.
but yours, what was
Desk
in the
soil. Desk soil.
desk soil, yours was real time. So I think that's worse, even though yours was just water and mine was, you know, a life-giving.
Hey, Brad, quick question for you.
Yes.
What do you think?
Hypothetically speaking.
I
Yeah.
think Chuck's is worse.
Thank you.
But mine is a tale. Mine is a story of growth. You're a grown
Yeah,
man.
what's the growth? Mold. Mold was the
yeah.
growth on an unclean desk.
My uncertainty in this podcast was growing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a whimsical slice of life type of.
I'd like to return this slice of life, please.
Whose life
It's
was
just not
being
mine.
sliced?
It's not mine. Ron Jeremy's life was being sliced.
I had one of those old.
Speaking of Batman, if Ron Jeremy was a Batman villain,
Oh.
Chuck Staten would be that story.
Yeah.
That story would
That's
be a
the
Chuck
origin
Staten.
story.
He's nice to me off screen and mean to me. If I, you know what,
Me?
if I texted Two-Face right now, guess whose phone it would go to?
Brad. Oh, Brad, 100%.
Boy, what
think
villain
you're-
would I
you're a
be?
Two-Face.
I'm a little bit of a Two-Face, but I
Yeah.
don't think that's my main one. I'm probably more of a Poison Ivy.
I think he's more of a Batgirl.
I'm so seductive.
Yes.
I think you're Two-Face.
Batgirl or Oracle?
Oracle. Oracle is where Brad should be.
I nope.
Go ahead.
No.
That was close. That was
No,
close,
yeah.
and I didn't do it.
Too close.
Yeah.
Too close.
Oh, we would
Too
have
close
had
for
to, we would have
comfort.
had to record another apology
Oh, my
after this,
God.
but I didn't. I stopped myself.
Anyway,
But at this point, you've listened and watched, listened to and watched a wonderful
Episode.
quote unquote interview.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
with Joe
Chat.
List.
Guest
A chat.
appearance.
A chitty chat with Joe List.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We heard some horrific things from Chuck Satan, and we witnessed a real goof on my behalf.
Next time you take a pill with a side effect, I'm gonna taunt you about it. Does that sound right?
Only if I come on and laboriously fucking talk about it. I think that's fair.
I can't wait until you have another.
I can't wait. I can't just wait.
I can't wait until you have a medical.
Oh no, he went full mean girl.
If you have a medical issue,
Yeah.
I can't wait to taunt
This was
you.
a self-caused medical
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm pooping nuts and bolts. Why? Because I keep eating nuts and bolts.
No.
Now let me describe them detail
Yeah.
by detail.
Hold on. I took a medication for a specific enhancement. I had a medical side effect, and you think that's funny?
Yes.
You are a villain.
Yes.
And
you know what?
you're
I'll
the-
take it.
We're the worst of them all. You're the
Which-
mayor of
I
Villain
would
Town.
just like to know what
Mayor
doctor
of Villain
what
Town.
doctor told you to do that on a desk.
Oh, please.
What doctor told you to do that on a
What
desk?
doctor told you to take those pills?
Well, you all take pills. We all take them, and then they're not every doctor tells us.
I ate expired chili and it gave me diarrhea.
And I did it on a desk for no reason at all.
That's the same thing. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, how dare you make fun of me for having diarrhea by choice on a desk that I chose to do it on?
Yes, you did. Multiple times.
The first time got me off guard.
Fine, I give you one time.
One.
I give you one.
Fine.
I think if I one is fine.
One
I give
time,
you one.
shame on you.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
But doing it twice, shame on me.
You should have seen it. That
There's
first
shame
time
all over
was-
that desk.
That first time it took me by surprise.
Oh God.
Well, thank you all.
And thank you all. And
Thank you all
and I
for
don't
sticking around.
honestly at this point I don't know if the sponsorship is the same. If you heard the sponsorship and saw the sponsorship, thank you to them. I appreciate it. You know, try them out. They will not have the same adverse side effects as the product that Chuck is describing and
correct.
imbibing.
Different things.
And nothing, no matter what you do, nothing you take will ever make you do something on or to a desk. Nothing.
True. That's true. If you want to check us out, send us an email, funbearablepod@gmail.com, or find us on social media at funbearablepod at all the usual
And
places.
if, just in general, if you do buy any sort of enhancement stuff, just make it like the mainstream stuff, not like stuff from Mexico or like a weird website where it's just like half price
And
or old or.
And otherwise, you'll end up like Chuck, no longer allowed to go to IKEA.
They were stinkiest pills I ever took. You know what I mean? You ever have a stink pill?
Overshare.
I hate this.
It's
Sulfur?
just such an overshare.
I was so close to getting us out of here.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you all so much for Chuck Staten and Ray Harrington. I'm Brad Rohr. Sorry for being funbearable.
Don't even do a button. Don't do a button.
No button.
You don't deserve a button. Don't do a button.